So what I wanted you to do was think about a particular market and whether the prices are going up or down or whether quantity is changing or not. And to come up with a reason why that is. Like we see gas prices rising right now, right? I was at the pump the other day, I almost had a heart attack. It was like $1.28 or something. The last time I went, it was not $1.28, $1.22. So how do I reflect that change in the price here? I can't just increase the price, right? I can't do that. What's behind it? What's causing that increase in price?
So it would plan kind of policy between the companies, mining companies such gas, and they decided kind of like drastically to increase or decrease.
Okay, what if OPEC stops the policies and allows the companies to increase the
Then
price?
supply will increase, right?
Okay.
Gas might not have been the best one to pick because it's not a free market. But in Canada, we'll use the Canadian producers of oil and gas. What is happening right now to either supply and demand? Just in general, off the top of your head.
Supply is decreasing,
Okay, why?
because that's why prices are going up. There are all these natural disasters, Libya's fighting, all this other
Good.
crap, so.
Yep. Okay, so Libya is a problem. That's restricted supply recently. Expectations about what the oil producing countries are going to do, that's big too. So these kind of things increase or decrease, sorry, the supply. Moving this way, not that one. So the supply is reducing. Does that explain the rise in price? Yeah,
Yes.
because we've got Q1 here and P1. Now if the price goes up, quantity is dropping and the price is increasing. P2. So you guys came up with some interesting examples as I walked around, I heard. You guys do, who's the fertilizer group?
Where?
Okay, what's going on with fertilizer?
The demand for potash in China is going up.
Okay,
So our prices are going up.
D1, S1, Q. So the demand for, the prices in fertilizer are rising. You guys, the ag people probably know this better than anybody. So the demand for fertilizer is going up right now. There's a huge demand in China. There's a demand because there's a lot more agricultural production. So D2, the demand shifts. The price isn't just going up for any old reason, right? You've got to think about what's causing those changes in demand and what's causing the changes in supply. These are exogenous factors. They're political reasons, they're production reasons, they're tastes, expectations. These are the things, the reasons that cause these dramatic shifts in supply and demand. So when you look at Q1 here, demand is increasing, Q2.
Quantity is increasing.
Yeah, the quantity increases just because you're moving along the supply curve.
But the price is increasing.
Yep, P1, P2. So how do we, if we consider this supply, what's happening here? The quantity's increasing. Are the companies who produce potash producing more? Yes. And what else is going to happen? Now, if you're, and you can see this in Saskatchewan already, who has just moved to the province in terms of potash production? BHP Billiton. They're the biggest mining company in the world. And they're going to open a new potash mine down by Wayland, I think. There's another company, K plus S, used to be Potash One. They are a German company. They're starting a new potash mine down by Moose Jaw. So what did I say about price? Price, in terms of supply, is an incentive to produce more, isn't it? It's also an incentive to draw new producers to the market. So we're going to see this increase in the quantity produced or sold by the existing producers. This increase in price says, whoa, potash is going to make us a lot of money. Now we've got new entrants to the market. So what do you think happens to supply? Two new entrants. Ultimately, supply will shift because we've got new producers. So we could add that here. New producers. So with population, new consumers, with production supply, new producers.
The
Okay?
price should go down.
The price then might come down a little bit. Quantity will go up again. Q3. Okay. Somebody else got a good example? Anybody else want to share their example?
Yeah, I have a question. In Russia, the government controls the bread price.
Yes.
It's very cheap.
Yes.
Like $1, not no more than $1.
Okay.
And even for good bread. So what's going on?
What's going on? We're going to talk about this. Now's a good time as any. Let's talk about price fixing. What we have in these two examples is a well-functioning market, relatively. There's some government stuff going on behind the scenes, like with OPEC and controlling supply and that kind of thing. But what's happening here is that prices are able to fluctuate freely, and quantity is able to fluctuate. So there's no restrictions on production, there's no restrictions on price. What happens when we do when the government tampers with markets? Let's take the bread price in Russia. Wait, Slim. Learning Russian using Rosetta Stone. It's not going very well, obviously. Okay, so we have, there's a supply of bread, right? It should look like this because incentives still work in Russia. If the price of bread goes higher, people are going to want to produce more bread. More bakeries will spring up. There is a demand for bread. So you're saying that the price is $1 a loaf?
Yeah,
Holy
not
crap.
more than $1.
No.
Normally, like 50 cents is a good price in Moscow for bread.
Really? Okay. I'm assuming it's down here. How many rubles is that? 50 rubles? too?
15.
Oh, 15 rubles. RBL. So the price is 50 cents. The price is not allowed to fluctuate, right?
A little bit, but not
Not much.
Not much.
Okay. So there are restrictions on the price. If the price is here, what can you say about the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied? What's this point here?
Supply.
Yeah, this is the quantity supplied, QS, and this is the quantity demanded, QD. So what do you call that? A shortage. By this much. This is the amount of bread that people demand at that price. Now there's two things wrong with this. One, that the price is fixed below the market. And why is it fixed? And why would a government fix a price below market price? Like clearly there's a shortage, right?
So really instructed, but a lot of bread in the market.
There's
you know?
lots of bread. Lots of
There is
varieties
no shortage at all.
for people.
You just blew my whole story. Seriously? But they fixed the price low.
Yeah.
And there's enough to go around.
But still they have
There is no profit from the bread.
Why? There are a lot of profit from, sorry that I'm a economist, there's a lot of profit. The main kind of, the main part
Canadian
is
economics.
it's really profitable.
Okay,
Because
hang
it's
on.
for everybody, you know?
I'm
There's
gonna
no
change the
shortage.
example to make my
Okay.
point a second.
I don't know, is like state owned? Like,
Yeah, who makes the bread?
A lot of individual entrepreneurs, like
Okay.
how municipal